A Muslim woman says she was left helpless and humiliated after being forced to remove her hijab after boarding a Flair Airlines flight. To explain, CTV's Danton Unger joins us now live. Danton, what exactly happened here?
Well, Marilee, the family says they had no issues getting through security. It was only when they got to their gate that they say a Flair airline attendant wouldn't let this woman on the flight unless she removed her hijab, a move they say goes against federal procedures and violated their rights.
I feel so humiliated.
Kazi Amin has lived in Canada for nearly 30 years, and in that time, she says she's never experienced something like this.
I think it's 100% Islamophobia.
It happened last Friday at the Toronto Pearson Airport. Amin was returning to Winnipeg from a family trip to Bangladesh. She passed through security with no problems at all, but when she went to board her Flair Airlines flight, things took a turn.
They looked at the passport and screamed and said, "You don't look anything like your picture. What is this?"
Amin's daughter, Sarah Rida, says the attendant took issue with her mother's passport photo taken nearly 10 years ago before she started wearing a hijab.
She started to yell and say, "You have to take off your headscarf."
Despite explaining it's a religious covering and to remove it in public would be the equivalent of undressing, Amin says she was forced to take off her hijab right there at the gate in front of everyone.
I feel so helpless, so humiliated. So I didn't know what else I could do.
According to the Canadian Air Transport Security Authority, you don't have to remove a religious head covering unless it causes an alarm during screening. And even then, if a physical search is required, a private room should be made available. But Rida and Amin say none of these procedures were followed.
Because of ignorance, I think. They don't know. They didn't get training.
Flair Airlines CEO Machi Vilk tells CTV News in a written statement, discrimination of any kind is not tolerated, and we're committed to ensuring every passenger is treated with dignity and respect. Vilk says the attendant in this case is employed by AGI, Flair's ground handling partner. He adds AGI has issued a formal apology to the passenger, and the employee involved is on leave pending a full investigation. It's a response Amin and Rida feel falls short.
I do want Flair to make a public apology to my mother and address how they're going to prevent this sort of behavior happening at the airports.
CTV News has reached out to AGI for comment and is awaiting a response.
So, Danton, what does the family do now?
Well, Marilee, they've filed complaints with Flair Airlines and Transport Canada, and they're now looking for legal counsel. And they aren't alone. The National Council for Canadian Muslims says they're aware of the situation, calling it a serious violation of religious freedoms and basic rights. It says its legal team is involved, and it will be engaging further on this situation.